So yes, my Pandora is going, and that is because my roommates like to listen to crap music and play it really loud, so I'm trying to drown it out of this video and of my head, out of my head. So, the topic this week is labels, and these are just things that came to mind when I was thinking about the topic. So, when we're growing up and learning what things are and what they're called, we categorize everything. So we're told our pet dog is an animal, so we think, okay, all animals have fur and 4 legs and blah blah blah. Now when we see a bird, we're told, yeah, that's also an animal. And we have to adjust our criteria for what makes an animal. And we keep doing that throughout our lives whenever we see something new. You start automatically comparing things you don't know to other things that are similar to try to understand it and determine what it does and what it is. And that's called assimilation. So sadly, we do that with people. And that's why our first impression of someone is made within the first few seconds of meeting them, because we look at their appearance and we start comparing them to other categories of people that we have in our heads. And that makes us feel comfortable because the perceived notion that you know what type of person someone is allows you to adjust yourself to the situation and to fit into the conversation and to know how to act around them. Now, if someone doesn't fit into any category or doesn't fit completely into a category, it makes most people feel uncomfortable. And that is because you're different. You're unknown and you require extra effort to get to know and to understand. And most people don't like that. And most people don't fit into perfect categories like that. I don't think anybody does. Labels can also be a perception or interpretation of your actions. And a song came to mind when I was thinking of what to say during this video. I am a huge Broadway fan, and Wicked is my favorite musical. And it so happens that Stephen Schwartz wrote some fantastic lyrics on the subject of labels, and some of them come from the song Wonderful. And the lyrics that came to mind when I was thinking of labels are these. A man's called a traitor or liberator. A rich man's a thief or philanthropist. Is one a crusader or ruthless invader? It's all in which label is able to persist. There are precious feuities with moral ambiguities, so we act as though they don't exist. And that's so true because we just don't like things that don't fit. So we try to put a label on it. Now we do the same thing with the LGBT community, even when it's true. Yes, if someone is gay, by definition, that means they are a male who is attracted to other males. But most people automatically assume that person is flamboyant and has perfectly styled hair and is fashionable and wears tight clothes and all those other things. And if someone is a lesbian, then they're either a butch or a hot lesbian. And the reason people ask the question, who's the man and who's the woman in the relationship, is because they're trying to fit your relationship into the definition of what a relationship is that they grew up with and what they understand. Now, there are other labels people use that are derogatory, mean, rude, condescending, and I'm not going to say them. And frankly, labels can be dehumanizing. If I use the term when describing someone, oh yeah, he's a flamer, in someone's mind that can mean that's all he is a flamer. He can't also be a brother, a son, or uncle, or a hard worker, or an artist. No, all he is a flamer. He isn't human. And that may seem like a jump or being dramatic, but it's true. We do that with wars. If someone is an enemy, they are only that. They aren't like us. They're only viewed as a citizen of whatever country or group of people we don't like, and that's it. We lose sight that wars kill human beings. And I'm not saying that to be political. I'm not for or against whatever wars are going on across the earth right now. I'm just saying that the decision to go to war should not be taken lightly at all. And that is what also happens with gay bashing or hate crimes, is someone dehumanizes them using those labels, and they forget that the person who they are hurting is a human being who has feelings and emotions and who deserves the right to not be harmed. I'm sorry to get into such heavy topics, but that's my perspective and stuff that came to mind when I was asked to talk about labels. But not all labels are so terrible. Someone can be an intellectual or a humanitarian or an activist, but we lose sight that just because someone fits into a category of a label, that doesn't mean it makes up everything of who or what they are. That's a portion of who they are. So, I'm done rambling. I guess that's all I have to say. Have a good week, and I'll see you next Saturday.